Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Natalie Aguilar, certified personal trainer and a pre and postnatal exercise specialist. Today we are discussing neutral alignment and why we want to focus on that in general in our training, but especially during pregnancy and postpartum. Neutral alignment is the most efficient way for our body to hold up its skeleton, muscularity-wise and energy-wise. It puts the least amount of stress on our body, basically. Neutral alignment is when our ears are stacked over our shoulders, stacked over our hips, and having our hips stacked over our ankles. We want to make sure that our hips also are pointing forward and not into an anterior pelvic tilt or a posterior pelvic tilt in order to have that proper neutral alignment. Many chronic aches and pains during pregnancy and also in later years come from our body not maintaining this neutral alignment during our workouts as well as during our daily life and movement patterns. Learning how to maintain this neutral alignment throughout our day is going to really benefit your quality of life during pregnancy, because so much of the changes to our body during pregnancy are going to be pulling our body out of neutral alignment. We want to focus on core moves that is working the whole core to stabilize our skeleton, our spine, our trunk, whatever you want to call it, to stay in that neutral alignment, which will decrease the appearance of a lot of the aches and pains that happen during pregnancy. In order to do so, we're going to be focusing on these anti-core movements, meaning that a lot of traditional core exercises focus on your body being in neutral and then you loading it and bringing that weight out of neutral. Anti-core movements are going to be the opposite, where we're staying in this neutral position. We have a weight that is trying to pull our body out of that neutral alignment, but we are holding strong, stabilizing our core and not giving in to that pull and resisting and strengthening our core to maintain that neutral alignment. Two main reasons why we want to focus on that, especially during pregnancy, is because these anti-core movements are going to decrease the amount of intra-abdominal pressure. When you have a growing baby inside of you, it is already pushing on your abs as you get that diastasis recti going out. And so focusing on these anti-core movements and really drawing that belly in is going to help to mediate the amount of pressure going on the abdominal wall. The second reason is that during pregnancy, a lot of the changes that happen are already pulling our body out of neutral, and so we want to be able to strengthen the muscles that keep our body in neutral in order to manage the aches and pains that happen during pregnancy that will go along with being out of neutral alignment. So these anti-core movements are anti-flexion, which takes something like an abdomen crunch going into a goblet squat. So then instead of letting the body be weighted to go forward, we are resisting that weight in the front of our body that is trying to pull us down. Second, anti-lateral flexion. So you're holding a weight or resistance on one side and resisting your body wanting to be pulled into that weight, or overcompensating by resisting it going the other way. We want to maintain that neutral alignment as we are loaded asymmetrically. This movement is one of the most common movements during postpartum, because you're constantly having that car seat in your hand as you're going around, or constantly having that baby on one side. So I would argue that this is one of the most important anti-core movements to incorporate during pregnancy. Third, anti-extension. This looks like performing a plank and resisting your hips dipping down, and other movements like such, overarching that back. And so loading your body in a way where you are resisting that anti-extension. Granted, this is the move that you will need to regress the quickest as you go on during pregnancy, because it can be a little bit too much pressure for your core, and so we want to watch for signs of that and make sure we're regressing it appropriately based on your physical fitness. And then fourth, anti-rotation. because we're performing movements. Our movements are not always front to back or side to side. We're wanting to make sure we're adding in that rotation, keeping the shoulders and the hips in line as we're resisting being pulled a different way. So those are the anti-cord movements. I hope that you can take some of what I said and apply them into your own workout in order to optimize your pregnancy experience, as well as preparing for becoming a parent and performing those tasks after the baby is born. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.